Pěkný dobrý večer, dámy a pánové. No ještě takový předvečer, protože máme poledne a budeme se dneska bavit o sportu. Protože, přátelé, dneska máme další díl našeho oblíbeného pořadu Sportátor, který vlastně má teprve třetí díl. Doposud v pátky jste se mohli těšit na rozhovory s vědci, odborníky a cestovateli a lidmi z kultury, ale dneska se budeme věnovat sportu. Ale jelikož mý hosté jsou z Lotyšska a jak si úplně já lotyštinou nevládnu, tak se budeme bavit anglicky a abych uvítal v češtině naše hosty, tak našimi hosty jsou Karlis Balodis a Rainer Skalnins. Zatímco ten první je Stiga hokejový nebo stolně hokejový hráč, který má i svůj vlastní YouTube kanál Table Hockey Global, který má právě na čepici, tak ten druhý je mistr světa, world champion Reiners. Takže budeme se bavit se světovou jedničkou v tomhletom sportu, o kterém tady občas mluvím, protože ho sám hraji. So, let me swap to English, guys. Thank you that you take your time to spend our stream together. And welcome in our stream, Karlis Balodis, player number 76 on ETHF ranking and a YouTuber because he created a channel, Table Hockey Global. That really is interesting. I think it will change the future of the game. I hope so. And we have another guest here who is changing the game right now because he is the number one. Rainer Skalnins, reigning world champion. Wow. Hello, our king. Guys, so we will definitely speak about table hockey. Maybe we will even touch ice hockey because, you know, Latvia and Czech Republic, we just love it. I hope so. But let's dive into table hockey and into the beginning. I would like to ask, where have you met it at the first time? Like, what's your first thought and first memory about table hockey, Karlis?
Table hockey started for me 19 years ago when my brother got a Christmas gift, a Stiga table hockey game. Then we played all together at home. Me, my stepfather, and my brother. We thought we were tough players and the man and the myth and the legends. And they were like, ooh, there's a tournament. Let's go there. And then our asses were bring back to us because we were just annihilated in the tournament. Nobody from us nobody from us was in the last spot, but we understood where is actually the game hiding and what is the essence of the game, and we started to play from there.
And I suppose Reiners also didn't win his very first tournament, and maybe the second or third.
Of course not. Actually, my first tournament win was in, if I'm not mistaken, it was either 2013 or 2014. It was my elementary school's school championship that I won. It was like 5 years into my career that I had my first win. But about my first memories of table hockey, actually, I've been around table hockey for my whole life, actually. And pretty much my father is the main organizer of every Latvian tournament. And the first clear memory of table hockey that I have is from maybe 2005 or maybe 2006, when I saw my father playing against my cousin. My cousin was the Latvian's #1 player from 2000 until 2002. And I was like thinking, damn, they have such a high level. It would be cool to play as them one day. And in 2009, when I started my career with an unofficial tournament, with a team competition, I asked my father before the tournament, hey, Papa, can I please play in this tournament? Please, please, just let me play. I will not cry. I promise I will not cry and everything is going to be all right. And he was like, okay, but if you're going to cry, then I will not let you play any table hockey anymore. I was like, okay, I will not cry. Actually, in that team competition, I think our club, Inchikons Table Hockey Club, had like 6 teams. I was on the 6th team. And from around, there was like 20 to 30 teams of 3 people. And we managed to get in the middle of the pack. So my first tournament, I had the equal amount of wins and losses. But then right after, I participated in in 2010 Riga Championships. I think I was like the 5th from the end, I think.
Fourth.
So,
If I'm,
really?
as I'm checking.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay.
I love where there's
actually, yeah,
fact checks immediately.
Yep. But yeah, pretty much table hockey has been around all of my life, and it's not going to be disappearing anytime soon.
And as I see, I will definitely pronounce it wrong because my Latvian is not perfect, but city of Inčukalns is
Perfect.
is something like, I don't know, like Detroit for ice hockey, or I don't know, like Boston for NFL. It's just like every family has need to play table hockey. Like this is only thing that you are doing here, because I know that team of Inčukalns is is like one of the best. I need to check the clubs, and I noticed.
Sure.
And as I heard you talking about school tournament, so like there is a big tradition of school tournaments which are, let's say, starting a career of Latvian players.
Yeah, most of the people start their careers in our club. They start from either the Inčukalns Championship or from the Inčukalns School Championship, and we've been hosting those tournaments every single year since 2000. I think it was since starting from 2000, and the man behind all of those tournaments is, of course, my father, Stanlis Kalniņš. And if it were not for him, we would not have any table hockey in Inčukalns. But since Inčukalns is like a small town of 5,000 people, we've been we're actually the reigning club champions, the reigning world club champions, and we won this tournament in Czechia last year in Prague. So that's a fact. And
I think this is like for people, how many are living in that area, in the city, is the biggest amount of people who are in the world ranking.
We've been like
percentage wise.
Yeah, we had like 15 people in maybe like 13, 14, 15 people in the top 100 in our club's history.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
quite impressive.
Now I'm checking the world ranking, and Inčukalns is like fourth. And I remember, as you won the world champion clubs in Prague, I was actually there. It was my second big tournament in my life, because it was Czech Open one day and second Open World Championship, and it was 1 week after we established a club, HC Olomouc. I will be talking about the club. And point is that in the club, there is a guy, he's good. He's like Czech 28, which means that in the world he's something like 200-300, something like that. And we played against Inčukalns. I played against Cobra. And as I said before a stream, because our best players didn't want it to play this game, and they just let us B players play it. They say, we would lose anyway, so just enjoy the game. And Cobra gave me 2 goals from a goalkeeper, and during the time he even have discussion with another player. He was not even watching the game.
That's usually what he does, yeah.
Yeah, but I took it okay. But this brings me to a question. We were talking about your first experience, and mainly Carlis, as he didn't succeeded so much, but it's the logical. Like everyone played his first tournament loses a lot, because even in my case, I played the game from the very beginning, from 12 years. But I'm playing it 3 times, and then I don't play it 2 years. Like just jumping to the game. And then I noticed there is like this tournament, so I came there and was also to the track third from the last. And I never, like 3 years before, I never lost a game with my friends. I was just unbeatable. And then I came to the championship because there was a top of Czech players. And they even say, you're good because you defeated these guys. I said, yeah, but I'm like the total bottom. I want to quit the game. I will just cry, even that I'm old man. So what held you in the game? What would you recommend? Because the thing that I'm battling is to bring young players from the schools to our tournaments, because I also have some schools programs that I'm developing. and they played their nice games, you know, winning 10-0 with other kids. And now they came to our tournaments and they are just totally destroyed. So I'm thinking, how to ease their pain?
This is actually a good question, because I'm thinking about this myself as well. There is no middle ground between the pros and the beginners. Like, if you want to play in a tournament, you need to immediately jump into the pool of wolves and hyenas and sharks, because there is just a few tournaments like we have, like Sada, which we're going to be in October 18. There's like the school tournaments where they're younger players who are just beginning. They don't know nothing, like nobody knows nothing, and they'll play. But there is, if you want to go to the oh no, actually we have the amateur tournament.
We have the amateurs league in Latvia.
Yeah, we have the amateurs league in Latvia. It's a little bit more easy going, but in general, there's no middle ground, and it's the same like you would be playing in your yard with the boys at football, and then immediately next level is Champion League.
Yes, this is what
But it is like that. Yeah, and then you just got busted in each game 12-0, and there is no enthusiasm to continue to actually develop. So the mid ground for the players to be able to come and have these amateur league tournaments where there is 2 years, 2-3 years experience. You can come in, you can practice, you have possibility to play with the pros, but it's better recommended to go with amateurs and play against there to have some wins, to have some lower tier experience before you go to the Sharks.
Mm-hmm. But I like this story as Rainer
Sorry,
okay, sorry.
About the amateurs league, we have this amateurs league since 2016, and actually it has developed so far that the top of the amateurs league, well, they're not being kept in the amateurs league more than like 2 seasons or something like that, but the top of the amateurs league is like very close to the bottom of the Latvian Cup. So the amateurs league is a perfect solution for progress and development. And we've had like the Riekstiņš brothers from Valmiera, the Latvian city in Valmiera, and 2 guys they just came to the table hockey from 2016 from the amateurs league, and at their peak they were both in the top 20 in the world rankings.
I like the story as you start in the beginning that you wanted to go tournaments and your father was afraid that you will cry, but most time we have the other view in Czech Republic, that we as a fathers try to press our sons. Oh, come on, let's play, and they are crying, no, I will lose. I was like, yeah, you will lose a little, but you will used to. So yeah, you are hard country, Latvia.
Exactly.
I think it's very individual. It really depends on the sport and the goal for the parent as well. So in this case, table hockey is, I think, not the biggest high tier future for the kids. So at this point, this is just something to enjoy yourself. And if it hurts your kids, then just don't play. Just don't.
Yeah, but I must say, I see the strength in this sport in one way, because you both probably started at Stiga ice hockey table. I myself started at Cheva table hockey, which is a small version, like the blue. You cannot go behind the net, just like for small kids. And this was my starting point. A lot of kids play this game, and then if you see Stiga, it's like, oh, grown man game. We can maybe swap to that. But the strength of both games, of all these table games, is that I don't think there's a much pressure on age of the competitors, because actually on the Czech Championship, you can meet some young guys, mostly sons and daughters of the players, but there are even some players like super veterans, and there's one of the most, let's say, not good player in the gaming, but he is caring about the organization. He cares about table hockeys. He cleans them, repairs them. Radek Hrnčíř, and he's something like, I think, above 70. even more than but he's still good in the game because he started with his grandson and now he liked the game probably more than his grandson. So this game has a possibility to bring fathers, grandfathers, grandmothers, and kids. And I think this is something that can be built upon.
This is actually one of those stepping stones I'm thriving towards with Table Hockey Global, because all the Europe, at least northern part of Europe, or at least where in the countries where the ice hockey is in strong demand, everybody have their childhood memories, like grown men have childhood memories of having some kind of table hockey. Is it not usually Stiga, it's different types of games, but everybody have this nostalgic feeling when they were playing to table hockey and it was good times with the friends. And in many cases, I think a lot of young guys now have at home Stiga game, which they have drilled for 2 months, broken, put it up on the shelf, and now it hangs in there. And this is where I think educational content and just basically content in general about table hockey can bring a lot of players, because we don't need to bring them in from zero. We need to make this game exciting again, because they already have played it.
Yeah, there is still muscle memory. Yeah, so
they all of them have thoughts that they're the best ones in the yard. Like all of the young guys are like, oh, I'm the one. I have my own group of young guys who are playing, and many of them were coming in. They were like, oh, yeah, I'm the best with my friends. I was like, all right, cool man, let's go for one round. And they're like, oh, really? You can play like this? And it's like, yep. And then we started to practice, and now they're actually the ones who are coming into tournaments and going in better leagues and better positioning. So they have the game, they understand the game, but they don't know the actual gameplay, how it goes in the tournaments, because it is in such a greater level. So yeah, I think building the bond as well, the father, the son, and coming into this game would be something really, really interesting. And I'm checking that pathway as well.
Yeah, and this brings us to this kids tournaments that was Ed Reiner spoke about, because I remember that also Yevgeny Matantsev, another champion, that he also started in some Ukrainian school tournaments, and it was his starting point. So apparently that's a good thing to do. And are there any programs recently in your city or area of school programs that you are somehow joined? Because I can imagine that if 76 player and first player on the world can join these tournaments, they can give a lot of experience to the players.
School. So pretty much the best way to gather new people, specifically new kids, to the tournaments is just to travel around different Latvian schools and just to advertise the game of table hockey. Usually this job is done by some Latvian guys. For example, my father. It was once done by Atis Sīlis, a Latvian world champion in 2013, by Edgars Caits, also another Latvian world champion in 2017. Kristaps Naglis from the newly uprising club of Altona in Riga, based in Riga. So guys like this that just travel around different events, or maybe like different city, city like events or something like that. That's the best way to gather new people for the tournament and just to advertise themselves. But up to this point, really the best way to bring in new kids is just to travel around schools. And that's it.
Yeah, definitely.
For now.
For now.
For now.
I already have an idea in development to engage a little bit different, and we'll see how it goes.
If anything is, let's say, secret, we can talk about it even later, because I must say that except your stories, this is another thing that interests me a lot, because I myself, as my viewers know, I'm a little crazy into projects. I have my ice hockey team, I have my YouTube channel, I have my Stiga table team, and I'm still thinking how to develop these kids' energy to the game. So I also have Stiga hockey do škol, which means Stiga table hockey to the schools. But problem is that I'm still doing it myself. So I came to the to school, and there is now 80 kids. And you know, if you organize the Czech Cup or something like on this level, you have 30 people and you have 6 people to organize it. So we were like, you have a lot of people to organize it. And then I come to school, and then I realized how naive I was, because I have like 80 kids. I have 20 tables, and I must thank to Czech Association, because they gave me these tables so I can do such thing. But then I realized, okay, it's overwhelming. So then it's not like every player plays against every, just several matches and then some table and some finals and some chocolate medals and just have to have fun. So this is what I'm doing now, and I'm trying to maybe top up this activity like nationally, but I think there's not
Really
so
good.
much people in Czech Republic as in Latvia. So I need even to motivate some adult guys to help me with.
This is actually tough when there's just very few people who would be aiming towards bringing into this game new people. And of course, always it starts with somebody, with one. And with the time, there will be some opportunities, or which are going to come from your streams, from your social media channels, from whatever you cannot imagine. And somebody will just give his hand and start to help, and then there will be a chain reaction.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really, really tough when you're doing it alone. I remember I was doing as well, like going to the school alone with tables. That was really tough 20 minutes of break when they just came and came on to you. But I think that sometimes it's just let them be, give them information where they can get more, and just enjoy themselves. Like in some of the parts, I understand that there's limited things I can do, and I need to be okay with that. And I just cannot do more. And it is really, really awesome that you are thriving towards it, and you're making it happen, even when it seems like impossible and it's too much. Everything is just like, but like, well done. And there will be people who will be coming by you. Just don't be shy, and just shout out from the rooftops that what you're doing, and somebody will be joining you soon.
I must say, another thing that I'm motivating to do this school tournament is that I always tell them, every tournament is written to HTAF, and then I noticed that Czech Republic was like, I don't know, like third country with count of players. And then I checked like every country and number of players. Like logically, Latvia is high, Ukraine is high, and Czech Republic is high. Russia is the highest. They have like 2,800 players in HTAF, and other countries have something like 600. So now Czech Republic is second, but point is that these all players from my tournaments, maybe 1% will join other tournaments. So yeah, as you said, we must do what we can, and hopefully the game will flourish. And then I would return to you guys, because from the beginning, there were some tournaments, and I think, as Reiners told me about club tournaments, this is also a good way, because club tournaments, you are, let's say, hidden in the group. You are not defeated by every guys, but you, because, let's say, duelist games, one man against other can be tricky for a newcomer, but the team tournaments can improve your game, because you have a group, you motivate yourselves. And I would like to ask, so what did you manage, or how to say it? Like, how was you managed to play more and more and more and top your game up to, let's say, top 100 players in the planet? You both are, definitely.
Mhm.
It was
So
training.
pretty much, how do you progress up to the certain level? Yes, for example, top 100, top 50, top 20, something like that. So how do you progress? The best way to progress in table hockey is firstly to find a club. If you can find a club with the club's leader to train, like for example, let's take for example like the youth center Laimīte, the club which is hosted by Edgars Zeits. So if you join a club, you start training at the club, you start gaining a lot of great experience, you start to become better and better and better, and you will not do it alone. You have to have a coach, you have to have a lot of rivals. For me, my main rival is the Cobra, Raivis Miglinieks, the current world's number 5. He's my top one rival. We've played so many games together, it's overwhelming. And before the Czech Open in 2024, like 2 days before the tournament, we practiced until 5 a.m. So we started at like 8 p.m. We practiced like playoff series for the next 8 hours in a row. But yeah, to get up to a certain level, top 50, top 20, top 10, yeah, join a club, get a coach, get some rivals, practice like a psychopath. Okay, so once you get down the technical stuff, you can do combinations, center moves very good. Then there comes the mental part, and how to, like, as I said before, the difference between top 10 players and top 30 players, technically they are not big. The gap is not big technically, but mentally the gap is, I would say, this like a day and night difference. Because to become a champion, to become clutch, to have the clutch gene, you have to practice your mentality, mental skills. Like you need to do a lot of breathing exercises, but those are those.
That's what you do.
That's what I do, and that's the small nuances of the top level game. But for example, to reach top 50, top 100, yes, you have to practice a lot by yourself technically. Just play a lot of tournaments, and 2 or 3 years you will get a lot of experience, and the things will just unfold for you. But actually, off topic, there's this guy Yanis Galuzov, the 2021 world champion from Russia. And pretty much Yanis has said that you cannot become a world champion if you haven't started as a kid. So if you started like 18 and over, we haven't had a person that was like in top 20 in the world rankings that has had when they were an adult. But maybe that's because we haven't had the pool of people, like we haven't had the necessary data to prove that this is really the case. But actually, I think that a person in their adult years, if they really put their mind, heart and soul into it, some like a lot of the big practice hours, I believe that they can be a top 20 player.
I think so as well.
You think so as well?
Yeah. When coming back to your original question, somebody who wants to learn needs to practice. That's the first thing. Just go to the tournament and unveil the actual gameplay, how it goes. Because what you do with your buddies in your courtyard and your home is nothing compared what you're seeing in the actual tournament. Go to one tournament, understand how they're playing. Go to get your ass beaten, come back with the second, third, fourth, fifth, and then it will just naturally, you will understand what to do and how to do it, and then just practice that at home. And you can practice it with somebody. And this is, I don't agree that you need to have a club. Of course, coaches are always better. But I think one of the biggest things, and which Atis and Edgars basically brought us, is you need to have somebody willing to grind with you as much as you want to do that. Because they brought each other up during these years. They didn't have any coach. No, like they had some coach, like somebody mentored them in the beginning, but then later on they developed so high and they brought each other so high that There's not nobody who can actually bring them higher.
Yeah, they were actually untouchable for 20 years in the Latvian championships. When they both participated, one of them was the Latvian champion from the years of 2002 until 2022. And then in 2023, they also participated at the same time in the Latvian championships. If I'm not mistaken, it was 2022. No, sorry, it was 2023. The first time in 20 years, one of them was not a champion when both of them attended the Latvian championships. And when I heard of this fact, I was shocked, like really like shocked. Like they had such a high level in the Latvian standards that they were like barely, like they were untouchable, really.
And they did that with their own game and coming to the tournaments, participating, understanding the game.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing what can be improved, and then just grinding that and practicing with each other, because they were their biggest opponent all the time. So there's several ways, but to get in top, you will need to grind.
Yeah, you just need to grind. And must say that I can be, in that way, I can be actually your experiment, because big clapping for Carlis, because I'm checking the Table Hockey Global YouTube, and in shorts you have nice educational videos about the moves. So it's a great. And actually, before a world tour in Olomouc in October, I will probably talk about it even more, because I need to motivate some players to come here. So my plan is to start a very active training, because what it seems to me, there is like, let's say, 5, 6 most often used moves in the game, from the left attacker, right attacker, and from the center. And I even had this discussion with older player, because when I started our club, Olomouc, one guy came, and his name is Vlastimil Heitman, and he was something like 50+ player. And he said, I played this game, and I was number 40 on the world, but 30 years before. So actually, yeah, he played it a lot, but 30 years before.
Completely different game.
Yeah, and now he's playing, and now he is still, in comparison to us, but like we are not Latvian in Čukānas level. So he's still like the second after the youngest champion. And we had this discussion that we're thinking like, one question is, can we start at later age? Because in his case, he played as a young kid, and for myself and other guys, we are starting, let's say, in 30+, 40+. So we are thinking how far we can get. And second question, maybe for the later discussion, is what if I can compare nowadays players and past players? Because this Vlastimil Heitman told us, I don't know, like previously it seems that they played like more general moves, like, and nowadays the champions have like 3 unstoppable moves that cannot be defended, and they just destroy you with that. But before it was more like less precise, but more moves.
It's like in any sports, you have this discussions, like with the soccer as well. Like, can Pele win everybody if he would be playing against Ronaldo or Messi? Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows? But the truth is that every sport goes further and further. In when it was 2011, 2012, when Dimitrichenko won the first, when he won the Ronnie Newtonen in final.
2011.
2011 in Turku, yeah?
Yeah, in Turku, Finland, yeah.
And he was the one who came out of nowhere and did something which nobody saw. Until this day, there is not too many players keeping the style. There is a development. Of course, one-on-one move will be there. Of course, something will be like, you need to have 1 or 2 or 3 shots like unstoppable to be the best in the world. And there's a certain amount of players who have several really good shots, but they're like 25, 78, whatever. And when we were talking about the age, when I was 16 and I started to play the game, I had all the time in the world. I can come home, I have no job, nothing to do, I can watch TV or grind hockey. That's the only thing I have, like 2 options. Homework, okay. As an adult, you have the constraint of time. I am not 100%. No, I'm 100% sure that if some adult physically, mentally fit with a still good reaction, grind this game for 7 years, he will be in top 100. Like he can be 45 and he will be still like in top 100 for sure. Not maybe even more than 7 years, but basically you need to put the grind in. You need to have the experience. You need to have the knowledge. There are so many young talented kids who have the combinations like locked in. They're like sometimes better than yours.
Mm-hmm.
But then I just come and I don't know, play on the experience. Yeah, just shake a table, have a slower shot, and that's it. He just breaks, and there is the mental game.
Okay.
Like, yeah, but it is like I'm playing 19, like I'm playing like 19 years, but have been playing for 12 years, like all the time. There was some tournaments coming in there, and now I'm back and playing. But at the first, have no technique. The guys who have never seen me. They come to the table and they start punching me. The shots. I was like, I'm frustrated. He's happy. Well, what? I'm gonna just like, okay. No, I'm gonna bring out my older, I know more than you shit and card, and I'm just gonna win him somehow. And that's it.
You just came there like
the mental part.
Yeah, you just came there like Master Yoda and say, "Hi, you young player, you think you won, but
yeah.
No, I start."
Do you think Yoda can actually win? No, he's a small. He's small and old and something else, but he knows how to do it. He have the mental capacity.
Yeah,
I think many guys could have if they would have time. And if they want to grind, the question is, do they want to grind so hard to be in top 100? Or are they happy to play in tournaments, be in top 400 in the world, have a good time, meet with the buddies, and that's it?
You literally motivating me, because before October, I need to start grinding, let's say, every second day using your videos, and we will see where it gets me, because I finally want to be at A group, not a C group in Slovakia. But there is a opportunity to win a cup. Okay, but let's jump to a big tournament. I would probably start with Carlis, because definitely I know would be answer from Reiners. But Carlis, what was your, let's say, most favorite tournament? You have the strongest memories, like. What was the game, and there was any accidents like that you defeated first time people that you never defeated before, and you just was in some strange state that I'm feeling unstoppable now or something like that? or maybe
sorry,
maybe we start with Reiners if you are suffocating.
Yeah, I think it's better to start with me. Okay.
Yeah, these were apparently the strong memories.
So pretty much my favorite table hockey memory of all time is not the recent world champion title that I got in this past June. It was actually the world championships in 2021 that happened in Tallinn. It was the first time when Latvia won the World Championships team competition, and we faced Ukraine in the final. And actually, we were the underdogs. Like it was like about 60% that the Ukrainians will win and the Latvians will get second place. But actually, I came to this open teams tournament, the World Championship final, as the 5th member of the team. At that time, in 2021, I was not as good technically as I am right now, but the emotions that I had, and before the games and in between the games, the emotions were like very close to a real hockey game in between the games. If I had, I actually do. I have the video on my phone, but in between the games, it was like Latvia, Ukraina, all the time. It was such great emotions, and when we won the final against Ukraine, everyone was jumping around, like pouring water bottles onto each other. Everyone was like crying, and then we went to the spa zone, and we jumped in the pool, and we were celebrating in the pool, and we were screaming in the spa zone all the time. People are relaxing in Estonia, and the Stalin Cup usually happens at the like a hotel / spa center, and there have this conference hall, and actually in the same conference hall we had the World Championship 2021. But yeah, it was the biggest emotions in table hockey that I've ever experienced, and I don't think I can replicate that again, because I've almost won everything there is in table hockey, almost. But the first time
you haven't won.
I haven't won Swedish Masters, and I haven't won the European Championships, and anything else, the World Tour, the World Ranking Leader, the World Championships, the nine Super Series tournaments. Yeah, but the emotions that we had in the 2021 World Championships, it was amazing. And I sometimes, from time to time, just rewatch the videos of what happened there. And I'm like, oh my God, it was so exciting. And I'm sometimes like thinking, I wonder if Carlis actually saw that in real time. He'd go crazy, like he'd go nuts over there. So, ciao, Eddie Nilsson.
Yeah, I must see when I look on the clubs and teams championship, because apparently 2021 was something like breaking point to Latvia, because previously it was like third, fourth, third place, and then from that Latvian 2021 teams winning, there is always win, first place, second, first. So it was definitely breaking point. You somehow mature in your gameplay and become indestructible. So
well, currently the Latvian team is super good, very strong, and we were thinking. Actually, okay, let's not bring in much politics into it. But if Russians could play, they would be like three of the guys would be in like top 12, I think. So I wonder how would they do in a tournament like that. But these days Latvians, if I'm not mistaken, there's like 23, 24, maybe even 25 Latvians in the world's top 50. If you can fact check me. But yeah. These days, or
we're great.
Team is very.
We're great. That's meaning we're awesome, and we are just growing. And there's so many players that are actually thriving to be in top 5 to play the final. And we're all the time like, no, I'm gonna play. And there's actually many players who wants to be in there and are deserved to be in there. So yeah we have good future for us ahead of us.
Yeah, when I'm checking the ranking, like. It's not so apparent in players. There's like number 1, number 3, and number 4, which is apparently good in first 5. But if I swap 2 clubs, it's like in the first 5 clubs in the planet, there are 4 clubs from Latvia. Okay, it's even better for you, because in first 8 clubs, there is 6 clubs from Latvia. So apparently. You can play the game.
Okay.
And Carlis, what about your best memories
didn't know that.
About some club or single tournament?
So I think I would say that last one, last big tournament, was my highlight. That was Tallinn Cup. This season. Previous season, when I lasted number 10, I was seated as 46 or something, and I was going there with my just newborn daughter. She had a month. I was there with my son, who has 1.5 years old. He was at that time, with my wife. Full car drive from Riga to Tallinn with basically more than we have it in here, like in use the set for filming. I was filming pre-game interviews. I had during the game interviews. I had video filmed during the tournament, and I was exhausted because like day before, all the baby stuff, we were still drinking and then filming, and then went to the tournament. I was like, I started to play the first games and I lost to everybody, and I was like, fuck, like this, I had high hopes and there is no hope now. And then I got my shit together. I went through the group. I actually brought 6 from 10 points with 6 or 8, 10 points with me. And I ended up a third of one of the groups in the final group. And then I won the first round. I was so done and exhausted, but I was so happy because this was actually the biggest tournament what I have. Sorry. This was the biggest tournament which I was participating in long time, and I went almost more than I was expected from myself with everything what was happening. This was the will check for me, and it was like I came from that tournament. I understood I can do fucking everything.
Yeah, that's
a very good tournament.
It was really good tournament.
Yeah.
Not just because I was like in top 10, that's cool, but everything what happened around, I managed to do that. It drained me for a week after, but it was really exciting. And of course, then the World Cup Championship, Club Championship, because we will see how often we're gonna get more goals in there. That was good as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think when you have experience doing tournament that you don't play on the very top, and then you somehow start to improve your game, it's I think good memories, because in my case, mostly I play quite well in the basic stages, and during the later game, I somehow lost my focus. But frankly speaking, I have found myself in the game a lot because, as I told you before stream, I started to play 2 years before, but I just love to organize things. So this is what I do, and I think this is what I will focus even in the future, because I think if you don't have so many people to organize tournaments, you cannot have young kids. So this is my role. So, and as Reiners told that he won nearly everything. As far as I know, he didn't win in Olomouc. So maybe this thing can change in future. But I'm checking.
Who knows?
Yeah,
Who knows?
maybe once.
By the way, Jan, I'm wondering as to how did the Czech guys perceive you? Like, for example, you've been only like just 2 years in the table hockey world, and 1 year in your table hockey career, you decide to organize a tournament. Like, how did the Czech guys react to some unknown player just, hey, I want to organize a tournament, come? How did you even find the Czech Association of Table Hockey?
Actually, it was quite opposite, because like I'm 40 years old, and I started to play 40. Yes. And
you look like 32 max.
Thank you. You know, good genes and drinking blood of small kids or something like that. No, just joking.
It went very dark very quickly. Thank you for sharing.
Just joking. I love South Park. It was the South Park reference. So no, but I
know, but
it is for record. For record to my attorneys, it was South Park reference. And I know I played on college. I made some tournaments. Always win everything, so I felt unstoppable. And then I stopped playing for 15 years because definitely people left the university. I couldn't play with anyone. And then I made 2-3 pub tournaments, Yeah, and that's a good story because there was a guy, he came for tournaments and he came alone. So we were like just 2 players on tournament. So nobody came. So I played with him and he was kind of like guy, not much talkative. And we played and I just scored him like 1 goal, 2nd goal. And I defeated him like 10-2. And I was thinking, okay, he's some newbie and maybe he's not so strong. And he was like very pissed. He didn't spoke much, and he showed me on mobile phone the HTAF, and he is like 20 player in the Czech Republic. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe this game is not so difficult, like as I thought in the past. And I think, okay, because I know that people play this game professional on tournaments, but I was thinking, I'm not so good on that game. And then, we have done 2nd tournament. More people came, even this old player that played 30 years before and he was 40th person on the planet. So he came, and then because they already know how I play, they defeated me. So I'm not like Wunderkid, apparently. But the Czech organizers, Czech president of association, he called me and he said, you are doing some tournaments. Don't you want to create a club? I said, why should I do it? We will give you table hockeys. Okay. You have me there. So actually,
Good.
This was this, and after 1 week, he was like, "You have club already? Don't you want to create Czech Cup?" I was saying, "Okay, why the hell not?" And after 1 month, he was like, "Maybe there is a possibility of a World Cup, World Tour." I was like, "Isn't it too quick? I just came to the game." But you are, young, you have energy, and before you will use this energy, we need to use you, So this, like, it's not my intention, but it's because of Martin Jeníšek, our Czech president of association. He used salami method on me and just forced me to everything. And because I love to organize things, and I'm so expressive a guy, apparently, so I enjoyed it. That was my whole life story.
I loved how he just like pushed more and more and more and more and more, and now you're here and with the tournament and the club and everything, and have 2 years.
And so the next step for you would be the European Championships in 2026 in June, maybe, who knows?
Yeah, actually, I heard some. I cannot speak about it openly, but there were some of these types of talks that you just spoke, something like that.
Okay.
But I think, it seems a little crazy to me. It's not a football.
Well, it's between Germany and Czech Republic. It's not as like any secret that either the Czechs or either the Germans will host the European Championships. But yet the host is not decided.
Yeah, I noticed. And okay, if we talking about different nations, everything is okay.
My microphone fell. Okay.
He's a little tired of the microphone. I would ask, how would you compare the differences between the nationalities? Because at the beginning of the game, there was definitely Swedish reign. Apparently, it was their game. They should be unstoppable. One would guess maybe Canadians, but apparently not so much, as I noticed in the world ranking. And nowadays, it's mostly Latvia, it's Ukraine, and it probably in the term of playing on a high level would be probably Russia. But how you could compare the styles and energies in different countries you play against?
Okay. So let's start with the Swedes, the first champions. Okay, so we can just start Mikael Kratz. There's Jakob Lindahl, there's Hans Osterman, there's Anders Ekestube, Daniel Wall and Stefan Edwall, 6 world champions. The first world champions, 6 of them were Swedes. So they were the first guys that just started to play in serious competitions, and they play a very interesting kind of game. They play like, as we call, the veteran style of game where they kind of play like an old school style of game, but it's very interesting, very diverse attacking, not so good at the defense department, but they're very quite interesting. And then at like 20 or 30 years of the Swede domination, came in the first world champion that was not a Swede, Ronnie Nuutinen, the guy who played in the World Championship final this year. He played in the final in 2005, 2007, 2009, and 2011. 4 World Championship finals in a row. 4. And then the 5th one came 14 years after the previous to last one. But about the playstyles of different countries, I'd say the Swedes were the ones who started it, just showed everyone, oh, that's actually possible on the field of table hockey. All right. Then the Czech Republic guys, the Finnish guys started to come in, Russians, and then Latvians. And we were like, the evolution started to happen. And how can we perfect this game? How can we... Valen mentioned exactly, Eddie Nilsson, thank you. Yeah, pretty much. We started to think, how can we perfect it? And the Russians were the first ones to actually to take it to a different level. Then the Latvians followed, then new Swedish juniors followed, then Ukraine. Ukraine was the new and upcoming nation that progressed very fast. You can see the Matantsov brothers, Yevgeny Lavdansky, the guy who started it out for the Ukrainians, to taking the game to a top level, the first guy to actually be in the top 10 from Ukraine. And the evolution is crazy. And let's see. So Sweden, veteran style of play. Czech, very fast style of play. Very attack based, not so much defensively. Finns are quite interesting, quite similar.
Very mixed.
Quite a mix, yeah. Latvians quite fast, methodical, tactical. Russians super tactical. Ukraine's playstyle is like very emotion based. They play with a lot of spirit.
A lot of passion.
A lot of willpower.
Yeah, definitely. Ukrainians, and they're cheering during game. It's so much energy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Ukrainians are a mix of Russians and Latvians in the terms of playstyle. The Latvians are, a bit fast, tactical, attack-based. Russians very tactical, very control-based, and then there's Ukrainians, the middle of the pack. And sometimes you can see an old veteran Swede beating a new Ukrainian junior, and it's like, wow, the veteran style of play still works, and you can surprise a lot of people by that. So, and the Czech guys, Patrick Petr, Koberle, Madera, super fast, super attack based, and if you're not focused, you can just concede 3 pucks in 30 seconds.
Did that.
did that, done that.
Yeah, okay, and let's stay a little about Czech players, because if I will...
One quick thing. Sorry, one quick thing. I will actually need to go in like 10 minutes. Reiners will stay. So I will be leaving in approximately 10.
Okay,
so
okay.
if there's towards me, then
So I will definitely use some question for you, because let's quickly jump to Table Hockey Global. And like, as I noticed, because like this is a stream, we are talking about table hockey, but it's not focused on table hockey, because my channel is about science and other stuff. But as I checked what is around in the planet about table hockey, is not so much. There is a known Russian channel. It's like standard, like old style, but like very precise, talking about stuff. And then I didn't notice anything. And then Table Hockey Global came. So let's say, what's your plan? And I must say, I have noticed that one of the goal, you talk about trying to get some new players there through the social media and so on, and to train using your shorts, but you also have one big tournament planning there. So it's like the whole think through plan to create a new Olympic sport of table hockey, or what's your plan in general?
So basically what we started to do is in last year, November?
It was November.
We started to make a table hockey podcast in Latvian. just basically local chit chat about the game. And what I decided during that last year summer, was to start to train new guys on table hockey, because I'm checking for a path where I can move on, because I'm working in cinema, and I'm like, I want to go somewhere else. And I have been thinking already for quite a while. My wife offered, because in the summer there was one camp where I brought the tables, just table hockey tables, just for kids to play, and they enjoyed it. I enjoyed teaching them. I was like, my wife, come on, let's go and start table hockey, just to put a little bit more effort and teach some of you guys. I did that. I started to speaking with the guys and saying like, fucking hell, let's do a podcast. Let's speak in Latvian. Let's talk about table hockey. Let's chit chat in 3-4 people. Here I have some room. I have shitty camera and mics, and let's not even mics. We didn't even have that. And it snowballed very quickly, where I had an idea that there is no content in table hockey world.
Yeah.
Everybody have the table at home, as we spoke before. That's every third of Swedish family have their table in closet. Same in many Scandinavian countries. Same in Latvia as well. And I thought, why the fuck not to make content? First in Latvian, because I was just basically testing around. And then I decided to go with internationally, to go immediately abroad, because many people love this game. Many people would love to actually, not to go pro, but at least play better. And there is some audience in there. And then this audience, if you're gonna speak with more audience, the percentage will not change. It's gonna be 1 from 100 people who will start to play. But if you start to speak with 500 people, immediately the amount of people who might go into the tournaments and might go pro increases. And as with everything, the context is like the information is what is missing usually. And if you have some information, if you have some hype around something, there will be more people interested. And that's why I decided to basically immediately after launch to create this tournament. I wasn't telling even those guys. Like they were all sitting in the podcast, and I was like, "Oh, today is the big announcement," and they had no idea what's going to happen. And I decided to make a biggest tournament ever. And I thought, like, fuck it, why the fuck not? Like this will be a super challenge. Everybody is coming to me and asking, Carlos, where the fuck is the money? I was like, I don't know. That's the job. That's why I have 1.5 years when I announced it. Now I have a little bit more than a year. Because we were planning to do that on next year, beginning of the season. And there is a lot of work. And in this summer, I have stopped with social media activities, like in a general, because I was pushing almost a video a day before, and it was working quite a lot. Now I need to focus on my main work, but I will be coming back soon very strongly. And this will be attempt to bring this game on the horizon, and to bring more people in. And my main focus will be to bring more people in. Mm-hmm. There will be many others who will be analyzing the pass percentage of the latest tournament first phase, and there will be players who will be analyzing the third table Swede side percentage of one-on-one scoring. But I'll be focusing on how the fuck you as a newbie can come to the table and actually bring some goals in. And then later on, that there is a community, there is some tournaments, there is some people like you who's making small or bigger tournaments, actually, or not just the small school tournaments, but or bar tournaments, but as well like international tournaments, and where you can go and where you can do that. And the response have been negative and positive in the same time from many people, and it's gonna happen. And yeah, just need to fucking push. There's no option. For me now, it's no option. That's why I wanted to actually announce it, so I have no way out.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I must give you a lot of praise and a lot of respect because when you're creating any content, not table hockey content, but any content, and if you're doing something, it's hard because it's hard to keep every week to give another video and just to stay there because there's a lot of projects. They start and in 2 weeks they just end. And I'm myself doing a YouTube channel every bloody Monday, 5 years in a row without like there are 3 moments that wasn't in one day, but always is. So I must say that I admire it and I hope that your plans will go. And definitely it at least motivated me because I know I think nearly all of your videos, I have seen them and must say the videos with Reiners about talk before World Championship about psychological preparation, and yeah, it's get me to think about my gameplay, and also your shorts about the moves because I know that my technique is just it's very bad. I just know some main moves. So yeah, I think Reiners is number 1 in the HTF, but you can be number 1 in the motivation of players all over the world. So thank you for new players.
I will try, but like this, as I told to everybody, I told to Reiners, I told him that he needs to make a social media. Like ETH, fucking hell. Oh yeah, the International World Hockey Federation just made a social media. So like the social media part is very crucial for this, and I'm not going to be the only one who can do it. There needs to be several people who are talking, like you, like anybody who wants to make content and have their own angle. There was Czech channel just recently wrote to me like, can you give me a shout out? Sure, buddy. What the fuck you were offering? And I gave him like 7 advices, like do this, do that, do that. Mm-hmm. He did it, and I just gave him a shout out. I don't know. I didn't check how much was increasing his file. I really want to see more people doing this and giving any effort in any local or international field and just be part of it, because more people will do this, more people will come to it. As a chess was in 2020, I think they had the big boom, and one of the things was the chess influencers who brought this game internationally and spoke about it. And yeah, just the information will bring the knowledge, and the knowledge will bring the passion.
Yeah. Very well said. Very well said.
Yeah, Reiners needs maybe his social medias, but there's a good thing that he has you as a friend because you can do it and you can start it.
I'm just basically using him, yeah.
No, I'm using you.
Yeah.
I'm using each other.
And I thought I was a user. Oh no.
Yeah, this
all right,
is
guys.
Okay.
I need to leave. If you have like one more question, then I have time because I need to run, and he will be until the end.
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah. I'm okay. So thank you, Carlis, for your time. Sorry, this interview takes longer because, guys, the chat is interesting, and I will have like
to continue. You can sit here until I don't know when he's bored. So.
I have all the time in the world.
Batteries on the lights, and because I have, where is it? Yeah, here. It is battery powered lights, so the end will not be so beautiful as it is now.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So Carlis, thank you. Okay, and now we are 1-on-1, Czech versus Latvia, probably something like 0-15, but but nevertheless. Let's say we were talking about your successes in past, and you said that even as you have won for first time in your career World Championship, you maybe enjoyed a lot of win before in World Tour, because let's say for people that don't know table hockey, there's a lot of tournaments. You have European tournaments, you have World Championship, European Championship, but you have also World Tours, let's say I don't know, like 10 or 15 or 20 tournaments on the planet. And as I noticed, you have like first place there, first place there, first place there. Isn't it boring?
Well, sometimes it really does get boring. I did have a crisis in my life from November until the month of March, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So some of my victories were very like, I didn't feel any joy after winning a tournament. I felt just relief that it's finally over. Then I had to get professional help from a sports psychologist to get my mind and body back in order. Ciao, Carly.
Ciao.
And we worked a lot of the way I was thinking. I pretty much changed all of my mentality about going into the tournaments. I was thinking to myself, okay, I had zero joy of table hockey from November until March. At that time period, I won the Super Series tournament, Slovenia Open. I became the Latvian champion for the fifth time in a fifth year in a row. I won the Riga Cup, the Super Series tournament. I won Czech Open. I won Tallinn Cup, and those victories meant like nothing to me. Almost like not really nothing to me. I was,
You didn't
of course,
enjoy it.
I didn't enjoy it, and I didn't feel much joy. I just felt relief. Oh, it's finally over. But why do I continue playing if I don't feel good about it anymore? And then I was thinking, okay. Firstly, I started to notice that I had gained a lot of weight. I had a relationship. I don't have a relationship anymore. Then I had some financial issues. Then I was thinking to myself, will I actually finish my university semester? What's happening with me? Why am I not doing the things that I enjoyed doing in my just day-to-day life? Why did I stop meditating? Why did I stop practicing table hockey, even though I continue to win? But yeah, I think it was May, the beginning of May, when I reached out to a sports psychologist, and we were just breaking into the stuff in my brain as to what's happening in my mind right now. Why am I not feeling any happiness? Then I just started to, I want to change my body. I did drop 14 kilograms in weight. I started to eat good. I started to prioritize my sleep, at least getting 7 to 8 hours every single day. Then I was thinking, okay, but the World Championship is like a month, just 1 month until the World Championship, and I haven't practiced at all. Like, there was like very irregular training sessions that lasted for like, it was like 6 to 8 hours, but only like there's like 6 of those practice sessions in the 2025. So from January to May, there were just like 5 or 6 practice sessions, and the other one, like, I was just playing with Raivis Miglineks, the world's number 5. And well, yeah, about the thing that you mentioned, I did get a bit bored, but then I was like, man, why am I being bored? The World Championship is just right ahead the corner, like just around the corner, the World Championships. I must get ready. I must get mentally in my mental shape, because in 2023 and 2024, we had a World Championship in Norway in 2023, then in Latvia, the European Championship. So pretty much I got the second place of both of the tournaments. So right when I lost the World Championship in 2023, I was thinking to myself, okay, but now I have to wait 2 years for the next opportunity to win a World Championship, because the World Championship happens every 2 years. And okay, at the month of May, I finally gained back my happiness, not just in table hockey, but just in life in general. I started to enjoy every single day that I'm living in this world. I started to practice like a psychopath. I took a vacation like 3 weeks before the World Championships. I was practicing almost every single day, up to 6, 8, 10, 12 hours. It depended on the day. I was psychopathic about it. I was doing breathing exercises, meditating for 1 hour every single day. I was chanting those mantras. So pretty much I was repeating all the time when I was breathing, and I was like kind of like thinking to myself, so those 4 mantras: I am here, I am ready, I have nothing to prove, just enjoy the moment. And I was repeating this for like 1.5 months, every single time, every single hour of my day. So and I kind of spoke this World Championship title into existence, and pretty much there's this thing called the subliminal messages. Have you heard of it? Maybe.
Yeah. Like,
So pretty
did
much-
you persuade somehow, not vocally, but you just think about something and you try to manifest it into your
Yeah,
brain,
exactly
and it
like that.
become a reality
So-
somehow.
So pretty much, yeah, the human mind, I consider, is, for example, okay, human mind is 100%, and 90% of it is the subconscious mind,
Mhm.
and 10% of it is the conscious mind. Pretty much everything we do since birth, it comes from this subconscious mind, like the 90% of it. And if I can somehow affect those 90%, then just install this belief that I can actually achieve big things, not just in life, not just in table hockey, but just also in life, then I can do big things. And let's just start with the World Championships. So I was listening to a YouTube video, and it was chanting to me, "You're gonna become a world champion. I will become a world champion. I will do that, this, that, and that." And pretty much, just imagine there's this audio of a waterfall, and then you can hear those whispers in your ears that your conscious mind, the 10%, it doesn't comprehend those. It goes straight to your unconscious, subconscious mind, the 90% of it. And you hear those whispers, like you don't really hear them, but they go directly to your subconscious mind, manifests to your conscious mind, and becomes reality. And it's such a powerful thing to know of. And I think that knowing something like that, it feels a bit illegal to know something like that, because it's like maybe an unfair advantage, because I have not heard people using subliminal messages in table hockey. The closest thing to it was Edgar Zeitz, the 2017 world champion. He was speaking those affirmations or mantras to his head, like all the time. I'm going to become a champion. I'm a world tour winner. I'm a world ranking leader, something like that. But I think as humble as I can say it, I studied the subconscious part of the mind a bit more, maybe. I don't know. But I really took a lot of attention to detail over for that.
Thank you for sharing this, because like my first question was let's say a little superficial, because point is that if I speak to people that playing any sport, it's about reaching the top. But I was quite interested, like, how is that? Because now you are in the top, and like, what's more? Like, okay, let's stay on the top for 3 years or 5 years, or so. It's about setting goals, but at the end, it's all about psychology, and not the psychology that it's obvious. Like, don't be stressed, handle the stress better, train yourself, and so on. But about the stress, as you say, about subliminal, because frankly speaking, it's not only about table hockey, it's about everything. In my life, also, this moment once happened, not like the crisis being on the top, but when I moved from high school to university, I had a very bad high school. In the primary school, I was like number 1 in mathematics, physics, and so on. But on high school, I had some sort of crisis. I had a very bad numbers, and I think, okay, maybe I'm not so intelligent. I'm quite stupid, and I will never success in anything probably. And there was like this university paper, like, okay, will you go to university? I was like, sorry, I'm so stupid to go there. But I was thinking, okay, how I will do with my life. So I've made a thought. The thought was like, okay, let's try to do the things that are on the edge of my capabilities, not below. I can do, I don't know, like work in factory, it's easy, but I can try to do physics. It's super hard, but I can do it. If I fail, it's not unsurprising, because it's edge of my capabilities. But if I success, I will move this edge of my capabilities further. And 20 years passed, and I have a master and PhD in physics, and I teach at the university. So, let's say 5 years before, I was some meditation in the sauna. I love saunas. And I was thinking like, I totally forget that I had this theory in my mind. It just somehow printed itself in my brain. that I always did everything on the edge of my capabilities. It's a stressful approach to in life because it's easier to just don't do anything on edge of your capabilities. But somehow.
So you were one of the students that did the work at the last Sunday?
Yes, definitely.
It sometimes can bring out the best of you, and it's still it's the same for me. The best performance comes out of me when I'm at the edge of my seat, as you told me.
It's not healthy.
It's not healthy at all for your mental health. No, but sometimes it really does provide the greatest results.
Yeah, like diamonds are created under pressure.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, but and if we will note this psychological approach and the subliminal messages, it is also very strong because like my theory that bring me like in the situation I am is like just the approach to life. But as you spoke, it's these subliminal messages. They are like scientifically proved because I know that astronauts and all like sportsmen use these psycho-Walkmans. It's about some specific frequencies that like motivate.
Oh yes.
Program your brain to be more sleepy, be more like focus on something, and and what I think, because I actually play ice hockey and I'm goalkeeper, and people say. And goalkeeping in ice hockey is not about the technique. It's like in table hockey, just attack from left, right. But in ice hockey, it's everything about psychology. When you think you are unstoppable wall, you are unstoppable wall. When you are afraid, maybe I will make a bad missed move and the goal will look like stupid, and I will be, oh my god, I'm afraid. And I think similar can be applied in the game because you know the moves. Maybe top 20 players in table hockey, they knew the moves, but they are in semifinal, and now they are thinking, okay, I'm in semifinal. Okay, there's a Reiners, and I never beat him. I never beat him in my life, so maybe I will lose, even if they have strength to win. So this is about and if you are focused and calm, it can totally elevate your game. I'm not that player, and I think Carlis also is maybe not that player.
For example, before the World Championships, I read 5 books about psychology, just so that I could get ready for this one World Championships. And if I compare myself to the form I was in the European Championships 2024, when I lost the final 0-4 against Edgar Staits, the greatest Latvian of all time, then a year later, in the final, I faced another one of the GOATs, Roni Nutunen from Finland, and I was so well prepared mentally. I had like every single problem that I had about my mentality, I fixed it. There were no unconfident moves. The decision making was perfect. The hands were not shaking. I could easily do the center moves. I felt so comfortable doing those attacks, doing defensive movements, that I felt as if I was thinking to myself, like, how can you actually beat me at this point? How can anyone beat me? Like, what do they have to do for it to happen? And I was like, but doesn't it sound a bit more like, how do I say it?
You are too much bloating or something like that.
Yeah, it sounds a bit
arrogant.
I don't know, arrogant. It sounds like arrogant, but I was actually like in full humbleness, like thinking to like this to myself in my brain. What does he have to do like to beat me? Because I know I can predict his moves. I know that I can score against him at any angle that I want, and and the mental capacity. It really does. It's like really like day and night difference, and I sometimes cannot comprehend it as to like regular people. They cannot comprehend that the mentality of top players in any kind of sport is much more important than the physicality and technical ability, and the mental side. Oh my God, I can't stress it enough. It's the most important thing ever.
Yeah, I must confirm it because several months before previous episode of this Sportator stream we have together, there was Jakub Jurka. He was a bronze medalist from Olympic Games in Paris. He was a fencing bronze medalist.
Fencing.
Yeah, and it was a first ever fencing medal for Czech team. And they had fencing, oh my God, probably against France. Yeah, because it was France in Paris. And actually, in fencing, there is some like pointing. You just jump and make a point, jump and make a point, and you just swap player in team sport. And during the game, Czech team was losing like 4-5 points, and then Jakub Jurka came, and like the commentator, he was like, he has nothing to lose. It's 4 points. Probably he can never win it, but he can try surprise his enemies, and he did. He just like berserker, he just jumped there, and in several minutes we were leading, and it was apparently, and the commentator was like this on the opposite side. There was a most like a very old, or not very old, but like veteran French player, French fencer, and he knew the move better than Jakub Jurka, because Jakub Jurka is a junior. He is 21 years old. But he just the tough of the moment got him, and then Jakub Jurka just berserked it. We have won the medal, and I had this discussion with him, and he also said, like, I was standing in the planche in Olympic Stadium in France, French best fencer against me, and I was thinking, like, I'm just hitting him. He apparently doesn't have any chance against me. I'm probably unstoppable. And he was also in that state of mind, and it was fun that
it's awesome.
Yeah, we had a chat, because now he's just like fencing in the world tournaments, and he ended in this year like 11th on the planet, but he was like still why I'm not first, because I know that I can be unstoppable. So he's trying to find that mind state in his mind that he was in Paris. So yeah, it's in the sport. If you are in the, let's say, top 50, it's about you will get there with a technique, but top 10, top 3 is just about psychology. So it's a great thing that you have found your way and you have found a passion to the game again.
Exactly, it's the most important thing, to find to find the passion again. It's a powerful thing, and to find find the correct mental state. It's so good to have this feeling that you just play any sport that you like, for example, that you're competitive in, and you have it down perfectly. Mentality, the technical side of it, the mindset, the whole thing is just it just comes together perfectly. And there's a lot of guys in any kind of sport, and actually in table hockey, any guy from the current world top 10 position can become a world champion. And I actually even think that a top 15 guy can easily become a world champion. But sometimes it just seems like, but maybe some of them are lacking like some execution, some correct decision making in the last 30 seconds. Maybe they are too timid when scoring at the last second, or maybe just those little details, just those small nuances that some people just don't think about much. That's what really makes the difference at the end of the day.
Okay, so and before we will wrap it up, I would try to maybe find, let's say, funnier part in your stories, because let's say now you are still like winning success and started to enjoy the game again. But if you can remember, I think it will be, let's say, far past, like some of the tournaments in the beginning that you were like, oh, it was a nearly win, and you have like fall to the B group or something like that. So like the most funniest and more absurd tournament you remember.
Actually, there's this one tournament, I think it was 2018 Riga Cup, a complete it was such an underdog story for me, like in the sense of So, for example, the Riga Cup tournament is the biggest Super Series tournament. And for other viewers to understand what the Super Series World Tour is, pretty much, if we compare to tennis, there's the Grand Slams, and for table hockey is the Super Series tournaments. Then we have the World Tour tournaments, and then tennis will be having like ATP tournaments. So I would compare it. I think it's a very accurate comparison. But in the Riga Cup tournament, it's a 2-day tournament, and to get to the second day, you must first pass the group stage, which I did comfortably, and then there's the semi-final group stage. And to get to the semi-final group stage, okay, you have to pass the groups, but there's 4 semi-final groups. Each group has 20 players, so 20, 20, 20, 20. And 12 players of each of those groups move on to the next day. So 48 people together. And you would play 19 games in the semi-final group because there's 20 people. And only 12 of them, as I said, go on to the next day. And I started out with 6 losses in a row. And I was like, in the 6th game, I was like, okay, I'm finally pulling my shit together. I'm gonna start and win this one guy. I know I'm better than him. And I lost. I was like, no. I'm like, okay, boo-hoo. I'm such a wasted tournament. I will have to be waiting for it 1 year again. Like, okay, game 7. I think it is like a tie. So pretty much it's not a victory. So I didn't get 2 points in the table. I got 1 point because it's a draw pretty much. And then all of a sudden I started to like, okay, I have nothing to lose. Okay, let's just play and just get over with it. Okay. And the last 5 games were all victories. And in the last game, I was thinking, hey, if I win this last round and this other guy loses the last round, I have a chance. And I actually scored a goal at the last second to win the match against my clubmate. I was like, yeah, very, very happy. And I come to see at the table, the finals, I'm like, I am number 12. So pretty much from the rock bottom, I got barely to qualify for the next day. Okay, I've passed this mission. Okay, and then there's the next day. So the best 48 players are divided into 2 groups of 24 and 24, so the top final divisions. And to get to the playoffs, 12 of each group moves on to the round of 24. Like, actually, so having 24 players is quite uncommon to have in the playoffs because 4 of the top players of each group would skip the first round. And pretty much I got to the playoffs as the last person again. I was 12th. And I had to face the opposite group's number 5. And at that time, well, in 2018, I was 16 years old. And I had to face Raivis Milinex, the Cobra, the current world's number 5. And I was looking at the tables. So I have to face Milinex, and he was the only player that I could actually stand a chance against because the other guys were just much better than me. But Raivis also was at that time much better than me, and it just happened to be that I just knew him how to play against him. So I managed to win the playoff, and then I moved on to the round of 16, where I somehow again got a lucky draw, and I played our best Norwegian player, Magnus Klippen. At that time, I beat him. I was not expecting to beat him. And then the quarterfinals, I was waiting for the opponent. It was either going to be Maxim Borisov, the greatest player of all time, or Patrick Petr, the Czech guy, the best Czech guy at the time. And Patrick won Maxim Borisov in that series 4-2, and it was the biggest upset ever because Patrick would win Maxim once in every 20 series, in every best of, like, it was astronomically low chances for Patrick to beat Maxim. But yeah, then I faced up against Patrick. I was thinking, if I lose against Patrick, which is most likely going to be the case because I really did lose against Patrick in the quarterfinals, I placed 8th. But then I look back at to it and was like, but I think I should have been like 50th or 51st, because I if I were to have the first day, the last game draw, I would be like 52nd, 51st. But then in kind of a lucky way, I'm like number 8. I'm like, wow, this is my best tournament ever. I'm like, okay, it was so lucky. And in the next year, I choked it. I choked it. I was leading against a fellow Latvian player in the series 3-0, and I lost 4 games in a row in a series. And yeah, I was like, oh my god, this is the biggest embarrassment of my career ever. And then there's another time when I was too arrogant in 2022 European Championships in Slovenia, where in the quarterfinals I had to play against Martin Madera from Czechia as well. And I was leading 3-0 in the quarterfinals. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have the best Swedish guy in the semifinal now. Okay, let's see. I have good chances for the medals now. Really? And then Madera was like, he won the last game by scoring in the last second. Okay, game 5, I'm leading 3-1. He somehow wins it. Like, okay, I had a very good game, but he still defeated me. Okay, maybe I can take it home in game 6. And in the first attack, he scored. And then I feel my hands are shaking. Game 6 is I'm about to lose it, and I lost. And game 7 came, and I'm thinking, well, fuck. How did I get myself into this mess? And there's like 60 people watching around this one quarterfinal matchup that was supposed to end in like 4 games, but Martin took home a victory, and rightfully so. He humbled me a lot, and I was like, okay, I will go get drunk and just try to forget about it, because it felt like as if a pet or an animal died. It was the same feeling losing a quarterfinal as being 3-0 up. So yeah, great memories. Yeah, good times.
Sorry for these memories, but for me, I think it's very inspirational that, it's not if you're doing anything, any job, any sport, like if you're winning because you don't have a competition, it's not like easy. Like you can lose it very quickly, because then you meet somebody stronger and you just cannot return. But if you are used to very stressful situation, you have a very bad day, and you can manage to get success from a very bad tournament, I think it can improve your game. And apparently we are talking with number 1 in HTIF and world champion. So all these moments definitely brought you to the level you are playing.
Exactly. And the days when you get your ass kicked are the best days for your development. A lot of guys have been humbled, their asses has been kicked, but the ones who get up and take the best out of it and learn from it are the ones who usually will end up at the top at some point.
Yeah, definitely. Because this is message for young guys. You will came to first tournaments, and as Kali said, you will be probably second from the last. You will lose.
Of course.
You will definitely use with Cobra obtains 2 goals from goalkeeper. It will happen. But during the time, you will improve. You will become the best in your school. You will become one of the best in your country. And then you will play.
Maybe the best in the world. Who knows?
You will play with 50 years old Rainers in the final of 2042.
No. It's more like 2052 or 53, something like that. I was born in 2002, so.
Okay. So So before we finished, I would ask what tournament in calendar you are looking forward, because just to again sum it up, as you said, Stiga tournaments, you can play it's in your pubs, you can play it anywhere, but the biggest tournaments are the Super Series. And if I'm checking the calendar, it's 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's 27th of September in Inčukalns, in my hometown, when we'll be hosting a Super Series tournament. And in the next day, on Sunday, in 28th of September, we're going to be having the World Club Championships here in Inčukalns. But actually, I've been procrastinating a bit. I'm the webmaster of the Latvian Table Hockey Federation's. I'm the webmaster of our table hockey site, and I have to publish some more info about the World Club Championships. So I hope the best clubs arrive, and I feel so excited for this weekend because, since the World Championships, I'm looking forward so much for the upcoming season that I cannot wait anymore for the next season. I'm actually glad that it's finally August.
Yeah. So as I'm checking, season starts. It's already started because there is a Chicago.
Yep.
But very soon it will be Kvernaland not Super Series, but a World Tour.
Just a regular World Tour tournament in Norway.
Yeah, just
23rd of August.
But maybe big one for Czech and Slovak players. So if I'm thinking about it, and at the end, let me do some ad because one of these World tournaments, surprisingly, is in Olomouc, and I have an honor to organize it along with my friend. So in Olomouc, there is a 4th of October, and if you are looking on this video, foreign players, I know it's quite overfilled during these dates. There's a lot of other tournaments there. But if you will find the time, there is a Moravia Open table hockey World Series tournament. And I must say, because I work at the university, and there is a science popularization site that came from Middle Ages, rebuilt it. So they have nice halls. So this is in the picture. You can see the hall where it will be held. And we had already 9 nice tournaments there, 2 Czech-Cups and one World Tour already. So it will be another, and hope to see some of the world players there, because it will be always interesting to learn some stuff, and and I want to be pressed to C group again because I need to win some cup.
Was it Patrick that won the tournament last year?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
But there was some. I need to check. There was some Latvian player, but only one.
Gins last month.
Yeah.
I think it was Gins.
Yeah, Gins. So I hope that this year I'm trying. My motivation is to have 80 up to 100 players there. Last time it was 70 players, and
That's
hopefully,
that's good. That's really good.
But it's not the biggest tournament on the planet. I want it.
No, it's not the biggest, but for the first time, 70 people. That's very good. Very good.
Okay, thank you. So hopefully, maybe even in the future, because let's motivate some foreign players. There will be Saturday tournament. It will be one-day tournament. But I'm actually thinking about one day before to do some officially, unofficially. Because if you count it up and place to ITF, it's official. But I'm thinking about 2 possibilities. One possibility is to do a club tournament. Let's say 3 people for clubs. Because if people came, they can manage to make 3 players. So this is what I'm thinking, unofficial club tournaments, or most probably I will do this school final tournament. And first I was thinking that I will just place Olomouc, my city, school tournaments. But now I'm thinking maybe to bring it to bigger. So maybe if there will be, let's say, 3 young Ukrainian players, we can create some teams for youngsters. So check the website, because there is a website about Moravia Open. You can find it at each ETHF. There is a hyperlink, and definitely if I will think about the tournaments day before, it will happen definitely. It will probably happen about the 4th of October World Tour. It will happen definitely, and at the end we will have definitely, because we had with Ralf Pomerenke and other German guys pub crawl, and they were quite excited about it. And we will repeat that, and because Olomouc, Czech Republic and beer. So that's another motivation.
You're a very good salesman, because I'm actually considering maybe I should go. I bought tickets to Slovenian Open. Why not go to a Czech tournament as well?
Yeah.
Like, why not?
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
I have quite big I have quite big sofa, so I think the place you don't need a hotel, and definitely.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Very good.
Okay, so
Very good.
for far, Carlis, thank you, and Reiners, thank you for interview.
Thank you.
And hope that in future you will enjoy the game more, and you will be number one for, let's say, next 22 years, something like that.
Oh, I hope that it's not going to be for long, for that long.
But maybe if you lose your number one for, let's say, 2-3 years, you will be motivated to get to the top again.
Oh, of course, I would love to get it back. There's no doubts about it.
Okay, so we are closing our interview. Let me just for a quick while swap to Czech. Takže dámy a pánové, tohle byl rozhovor s Carlisem Balodisem a nyní na streamu zůstávajícím mistrem světa Reinersem Kalnincem. Pokud se díváte na YouTube, tak máte k dispozici i titulky, takže z toho máte něco v češtině. Ale já bych nejspíš možná pokračoval v tomto streamu, abych česky pověděl, co vás třeba může čekat v rámci Stiga hokeje, protože my jsme si toho tady řekli hodně a třeba pro některé, kteří se dívají na ten stream, tak bych rád doplnil nějaké informace. OK, Carlis, thanks a lot, and I will wrap this stream up in Czech just to finish some information getting to the world. So hope to see you in some tournaments, maybe in Norway, maybe in Inchukans, maybe in Olomouc in future.
Maybe in Olomouc, exactly.
So have a great place and enjoy not only the game, but life in general.
Exactly.
So bye-bye.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao. So. Tak. Dámy a pánové, dejte mi vteřinku a já se rozloučím s naším hostem. Wait a second. Já se rozloučím s naším hostem a budeme pokračovat. Jo, okay, so we finished.
I wonder where is Carlis? He just left. Maybe he had to come for I don't know, his kids or his wife. He just sent me.
Tak, dámy a pánové, jestli jste tady ještě někteří zůstali, byla tady dlouhá přestávka, protože jsem se s Reinersem ještě bavil samozřejmě anglicky a když máte na drátě mistra světa ve stolním hokeji, tak se chcete trošku pokecat i mimo záběry kamer a přemlouvám Reinerse, aby i s Karlisem přijeli do Olomouce, protože abych dokončil tento stream, so I will finish maybe in English also, but let me just take some information, nebo give some information in Czech. Takže abych dokončil naše povídání, tak v podstatě teď na Twitchi, pokud se díváte na Twitchi, tak samozřejmě nemáte ty titulky a třeba jste z tohohle streamu moc neměli, ale abych řekl v česky, co se tady dělo, tak v uplynulých hodině a půl jsme měli rozhovor s Karlisem Balodisem, který jednak je 76. hráč na světě a velmi aktivní hráč stolního hokeje Stiga z Lotyšska, ale především je tvůrce YouTubeového kanálu Table Hockey Global, který se jako hodně věnuje podcastům s zajímavými hráči, protože jsou to, fakt má tady jako podcasty s různými opravdu světově špičkovými hráči, švédskými, německými a tak dále. Ale také plánuje udělat obrovský hype kolem turnaje, který bude prý finančně nejvíc dotovaný turnaj historie. Takže tady má video update on 25,000 euros tournament. Ne, že 25 000 dostane vítěz, to ne, ale jakože se těch 25 000 rozdělí a plánuje, aby se to celé jakam dostalo, tahle ta úroveň. A teď poslouchejte, prosím, pokud vás tady máme vydátorští fanoušci, protože plánuje, že bude samozřejmě ten turnaj špičkových hráčů, to je jedna věc, ale také prý bude turnaj úplných nováčků, do kterého taky budou nasypány peníze. A úplní nováčci budou hráči, kteří nikdy nehráli předtím žádný turnaj nebo nejsou zapsány na ITHF žebříčku. To znamená, že jste se nezúčastnili oficiálních turnajů. A vsadím se, že takových hráčů i mezi vámi je fakt hromada v rámci České republiky, v rámci Slovenska a všude jinde. Takže v podstatě nováčci, kteří doposud nehráli na turnajích, takže jako nepotkají se s těma super hráčema, který vás tady vyklepou, tak ty si tam můžou taky zazávodit o dobrý peníze. Takže to bude v Lotyšsku. Ale dovolte mi shrnout i proč vlastně jsem ten stream dělal, protože, a tohle to vytípne, takže musím tady Láďovi udělat time tag, takže si tady udělám time tag 2 hodiny, 11, nevím, třeba 10. Tak, to tady pošleme. Počkáme. Ale chtěl jsem vás hlavně přivítat a inspirovat na jeden velký turnaj. Protože v Olomouci 4.10.2025, tedy už velmi brzy, se koná turnaj světové tour v rámci tohle sportu stolního hokeje Stiga. A jak víte, já ho hrát aktivně hraji na nějaký úrovni. Máme tady olomoucký klub, který se jmenuje Vydátoři Olomouc, ale byl bych strašně rád, kdybyste přijeli i vy, zájemci o ten sport, i nováči do tohle sportu, protože v takovémhle velkým poháru budou dopoledne základní skupiny a pak se to rozdělí na výkonnostní skupiny. O medaile budou bojovat tady ti mistři ve své skupině A, ale budou další skupiny B a C. Takže pokud jste fakt začátečník, tak si krásně třeba zahrajete ve skupině C. A v každý těch skupin budou určité ceny. Takže opravdu šanci odnést si ceny mají hráči na všech úrovních a já bych vás chtěl inspirovat, abyste přišli 4.10. budete v krásné pevnosti Poznání, takhle to tam vypadá, pevnost Poznání, Olomouc, a v plánu je ten turnaj od v podstatě 8, od 8, zase bych kecal, od 9 do zhruba 16 playoff konečných skupin, ale samozřejmě je to dlouhý, ale v různých kategoriích si zahrajete třeba jenom jako nějakou chvilku, nějaký čas, třeba se dostanete do playoff. Ale chtěl bych vás opravdu inspirovat, vydátorské fanoušky, veřejnost, přijďte na světový pohár Moravia Open do Olomouce, protože můj cíl, můj sen a moje velkolepá motivace je z toho udělat největší turnaj a aby jsme si to tak všichni užili a na konci toho turnaje bude Tour de Beer a vidíte, je tam šance, jak jsme se tady bavili na předchozím streamu, že přijede i mistr světa, Reiners. Ho tady přemlouvám, ale uvidíme, když nepřijede Reiners, tak přijedou jiní zajímaví hráči a určitě přijede česká jednička, světová 4 nebo 5, Patrik Petr. Tak je obhájce loňského vítězství. Takže přijďte, znovu opakuji, do Olomouce 4.10.2025, je to sobota. Když přijete velmi brzo ráno, tak se můžete zaregistrovat a nebo přijďte večer předtím, dejte si přespání někde v olomouckých pěkných ubytovnách či hotelích a pak si zahrajete. A na konci turnaje v sobotu večer si dáme Tour de Pub. Je tady odkaz, hned vám ho tady dám do chatu a na tom odkaze vyskočí po kliknutí na ten odkaz takovýhle formulář, který když vyplníte, není to dlouhý, potřebuji ten formulář, abych tak jako nějak viděl, jaký je vaše jméno a do jaké kategorie spadáte. To je to primární, pak tady mám nějaké informace o tom, co chcete na jídlo, protože zajišťuji i restaurace a takovéhle věci, ale když mi to vyplníte, budu rád a budu vědět, kolik lidí přijede. Takže to je tak všechno a já doufám, že jste si neobvykle tenhle ten stream užili. Samozřejmě bylo to v angličtině, ale jednou za čas bych takovýhle povídání o stolním hokeji, o sportu, který fakt mám rád, dělal a určitě to 4.10. plánu z toho místa dělat i nějakým způsobem stream. Ještě nevím jak, protože ve chvíli, kdy organizuju, já jsem hlavní organizátor celého turnaje, mám tam lítat a zajišťovat, současně jsem hráč v tom turnaji, tak ještě abych streamoval, nějak se to povede, určitě chci udělat záběry z nějakého stolu, kde budou prostě ukázka, jak se hraje, ti nejlepší hráči se tam snad budou potkávat, ale chtěl bych to i nějak doplnit o ten stream z toho celého dne. Díky, že jste tady byli se mnou, to bylo české pozvání na turnaj Moravia Open 4.10. And thank you that you were been with me and talking and listening and watching not only me, but mainly our guests, Karlis Balodis and Rainer Skarlins, the reigning world champions. A ještě bych vás tady namotivoval, když budete hrát Stiga hokej, budete v tomhletom krásném světovém pořadí a pak se můžeme hecovat. Jestli už jste mě dohnali. Nic, konec. Mějte se krásně, užívejte pátek a na streamech Vydátora se určitě uvidíme i o víkend.